Hello everyone, I am Surrendalot Reviews and I'm back, and I'm ready to look at some more Generation 1 Transformers. But before I get started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and if I can't convince you, perhaps this picture of my kitten will convince you. And, random fact about my cat society is that all debt from the people is personally paid for by the government. But without further ado, let's get into this! So, the first episode we're gonna look at is Chaos, where we get to learn a bit more about Cop and at least one of his misadventures. But without further ado, let's get into this! So, the episode starts out with this alien bounty hunter guy having a little bit of fun with a new cannon he got, and Blastoff and this alien guy have this exchange here.
Who'd you rip this off from, Scuzzface?
I didn't rip it off, like it was a birthday present from my uncle. It has sentimental value, you know? You wanna make a deal? I'll sell it to you at a discount.
All right. What kind of ammo do you use in this thing?
These, they're real hard to get, like they sell at a premium. I could be your supplier, okay?
I'll be my own supplier. Where do they come from?
I got a map of the planet where you get them, okay?
I mean, okay, I'm no expert on, child safety laws and, this alien bounty hunter's, species, but I'm pretty sure that giving a child maybe, like, a rocket launcher cannon as a birthday present with some, really dangerous stuff is not exactly a very safe birthday present. Then again, that would probably maybe be like a pretty normal birthday present by like Texas or something, so what do I know? Anyways, so Cup ends up going over a war story with Grimlock and friends, and he basically goes over the war story where he got captured on planet Dread. And then Rekgar ends up contacting them, saying that something weird is going on planet Goo, and they all go to investigate. But unfortunately, they get attacked by Blastoff and some other Decepticon goon, and Skylynx ends up saving them. But Cup kinda has to explain what death crystals are and what they have to do with planet Dread.
All right. I guess you guys have a right to know. Death crystals are the hardest, most destructive things in the universe. They grow on that horrible monster Chaos. Who Chaos? He lives in Quig Mountain on the planet Dread, deep in the caves. No robot has ever seen him and survived.
Me, Grimlock, already not like Chaos.
When the orbs captured me, I'd never heard the name Chaos. There's hundreds of robot slaves on the planet Dread in those days, and all of us quaked in our boots because of Chaos. We worked down in the mines, gathering death crystals near Chaos's cavern. What's that?
Oh no! Chaos! That's Chaos!
Help us, please! You got to free us!
We've got to get back to our home planet!
That's the way it happened. I left those other robots trapped in the mines, and I was helpless against Chaos.
Okay, I will say this. I really like this origin for Cop, or at least this backstory for Cop, because I really like how it kind of shows that Cup does have some regrets over his past actions, and how he blames himself for the fact that he could not save those people. And I also really like the fade in and fade out towards the flashbacks to the present day. I think that was really well done. And I really think that it especially helps with the big payoff later in the episode, which you'll get to see. Anyways, so Galvatron has begun his operation on Planet Dread, where he's gonna have a giant cannon full of death crystals fire at Cybertron, hopefully destroying it. But luckily the Autobots are there to try to stop them. But unfortunately, Cup and Blur end up getting intercepted by the Predacons, and just as Blur is about to go be under a bunch of mud, well, he gets saved by Skylinks, and yeah, the Predacons are fought off. And so the Autobots decide to attack the cannon, but unfortunately it doesn't exactly go so well, and Cup has to face Chaos alone. And while Cup is separated from Grimlock and crew, well, Grimlock and crew are currently pinned by Predaking. But luckily, Cup manages to probably distract Chaos enough to free the prisoners, which is something he was unable to do back in the day. And, well, the prisoners end up using the giant cannon to destroy Chaos. And the Decepticons are forced to retreat, and Cup ends up actually helping those prisoners be free, and the episode ends. And overall, I will say that Chaos is really good episode, and I really like how we get to really see one of Cup's stories, and how it kind of didn't really end in a good way, but at the end of the episode, we ended up getting to see Cup redeem himself by saving those prisoners, and how he also managed to defeat Chaos. And I really like how the episode kind of made it so Cup was having to be, well, how he was forced to have to go back to Planet Dread and actually face Chaos. And overall, I will say that I really like this episode. This episode's really good, and I guess my only complaint is, I guess some parts kind of feel a bit like padding, but that's like a minor complaint. At least it's not as bad as killing Jar. But I think with that, on to the next episode, which is Starscream's Ghost, where Starscream is probably gonna make Galvatron want to call Ghostbusters on him. But without further ado, let's get into this! So, the episode starts with this guy here, who is named Octane, collecting junk from the Junkions, and, well, he has to survive, quite a few assassination attempts, because, Galvatron's really not that happy with him, because of, this scene here, as Octane put it.
I interfered with Galvatron's orders. I swiped Trypticon and tried to become powerful enough to become the new leader of the Decepticons.
And after he survives his first one, he decides to seek refuge with the Autobots at Autobot City. And he and Sandstorm form a bit of a friendship after surviving quite a few assassination attempts, and we get this pretty humorous scene here.
Wait, Wes!
Not to get even.
Number 29.
You mean without a paddle?
Well, I thought the water was safe to drink.
Is he with us? We gotta get moving.
Wow, so you don't think he's given up, huh?
No, I don't. But I wonder what he's gonna try next.
Take that, you overgrown tin can, and that, and that, and I didn't want this job. I had to take it. I've got a wife and kids. I have to deactivate you. Look, a guy's gotta make a living. Don't you understand?
I mean, geez, Galvatron, wouldn't you maybe think to, I don't know, hire somebody just a little bit more competent than this guy? I mean, this guy probably couldn't hurt a fly if he tried. And also to the bounty hunter guy, don't you think maybe you should probably take up another career line like, I don't know, accounting or some boring office job, or I don't know, maybe just try anything that does not involve murder, because you're clearly not cut out for that kind of work. Anyways, so Octane is allowed to go to Cybertron to basically stay safe from the Decepticons. And, well, Cyclonus and the Sweeps are also there to try to murder Octane. And Octane, in his, desperation, decides to dive into the Decepticon crypt. And he meets a, special someone that we all know and love.
Who is it? Come out, Sweep. I hope it's a Sweep. Who's that?
It's your old buddy, Starscream! Just the shadow of my former self, don't you think, Starscream? Why, Octane, old friend, I'm touched that you remember me.
Anyways, so Cyclonus and the Sweeps end up, wasting a bit of time trying to get their act together to, you know, go down to the crypt to kill Octane, and in the meantime, Octane manages to, team up with Starscream to, get back at Galvatron, and Starscream ends up possessing Cyclonus, so, you know, Starscream can, get revenge on Galvatron, and he ends up fake capturing Octane, so then that way they can get off Cybertron. But, unfortunately for Starscream, well, he gets caught by the Autobots, and in the firefight, well, he ends up convincing Rodimus Prime that, let him go, and, he'll bring Galvatron to him, or, you know, just lure him into a trap. And so, Rodimus Prime just lets him go. Meanwhile, back on Char, well, Cyclonus, who is really Starscream, ends up interrogating, air quotes here, Octane to give up the location of where Rodimus Prime probably will be. And he does. And Galvatron decides to go there, and he gets beaten pretty badly by Rodimus Prime. And also realizes that this is actually a trap. And that, Cyclonus, who is really controlled by Starscream, and Octane have, basically just decided to ditch him. But Galvatron ends up surviving and looks pretty worse for wear, and realizes that Starscream is actually controlling Cyclonus, and decided to, shoot Cyclonus, and, yeah, the episode ends. And overall, I will say that Starscream's Ghost is a good episode. I really like how we get to see Starscream again. I will say that one complaint I have is that over a third of the episode is quite literally just Octane surviving assassination attempts, but that is probably my only complaint, and it did actually have a pretty funny scene with that bounty hunter just constantly trying and failing to kill Octane. But I also really like how Starscream ends up just going back to his classical traitor ways, and now that he can possess people, he can actually be even more effective at, you know, being a traitor and trying to assassinate Galvatron, which we will definitely see more of in a future episode. But I think with that, that's gonna do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.